Final score: Wrexham 1, Birmingham City 1. A game played in a howling gale for much of the time, and a game which certainly was different in the second half from the first. Wrexham really looked good in the first half. Second half was Birmingham's. Goals change games. Whether getting a goal 21 seconds into the second period was the determining factor or not, certainly it set Birmingham up, and in the second half they looked like they could be the side coming away with the 3 points after a first half in which Wrexham were very impressive and continued the form we've been showing since the transfer window closed and the squad was completed. So Wrexham made one change, Callum Doyle coming in for Lewis Brunt in a left-sided centre-back position, and the first 10 minutes Birmingham had the vast majority of the ball but didn't lay a glove on us. We were in that comfortable mid-block position, just allowing them to pass the ball around in front of us. We were unperturbed by it, and when we got the chance to break, it was a flurry of chances which concluded in a goal. We got our first chance in the 12th minute, we were ahead in the 13th. It starts off when the ball is picked up by Longman on the left-hand side after Wrexham are driving forwards. He cuts in and drives a really good shot. It's on target. Leonard does well to get across, get his head to it and deflect it over the bar for the corner. We work that corner beautifully. Now, Birmingham, as we know, are concerned about their defending from set pieces. Well, we work a real beauty where it's played short, fed from the taker, Windass to O'Brien. He helps it on. And Sheaf drills a left-footed shot in from the D, which is well saved by the goalkeeper Beadle, who sees it late but manages to get his hands across and get a good parry onto it. The ball goes behind. On the Birmingham, the ball doesn't go behind. Windass keeps it in, comes driving inside from his position out on the flank after taking the corner, and then he rips in a shot similar to Longman's, which again Leonard is the player to get a good block on and deflect it off target and behind for the corner. But having tried that corner on the edge, having put doubt in Birmingham's mind, this corner leads to the goal, and it's poorly defended. It's got to be said. Windass just floats an orthodox ball in towards the penalty spot. Wrexham got big players attacking the box. Cleworth just steps out slightly and plants a powerful header on target. Beadle's going to save it, but George Dobson has adopted the 2005 LDV Vans final at the Millennium Stadium Juan Ugarte position in front of the keeper, and he does really well to get across Beadle, just get a little touch with his head, and Beadle's got no chance. It deflects past him and into the net. Dykes is actually man-marking Cleworth. Wrexham's rush into the box gets the man markers and the zonal markers all a bit mixed up. Clara belatedly leaves his zone to try and attack and doesn't get there in time. The truth of the matter is Dykes just never recovers from Cleworth taking that step back. He's never close to him after that. And that's where the problems arise, although Dobson's sharp thinking is crucial. And then 5 minutes later comes the moment which, looking back on it, maybe is the key one in the game. Birmingham looking to pass the ball out from the back, make a horrible mistake. It's Leonard coming back, completely gets his pass wrong. He's trying to just work it backwards into the penalty area to Clara. He hasn't looked over his shoulder and seen that Lewis O'Brien is there, and O'Brien suddenly is just left one-on-one in the box through the middle, just to keep it a piece all on his own. And Beadle saves it, and Beadle goes down. You know, he tries to make a long barrier, goes down too soon, and O'Brien, if he just elevates it, it's all scores. It's a hell of a chance. But he drives it flat, and that's what Beadle wants, and he saves it with his legs, and a huge opportunity has been passed up. At 2-0, I think Birmingham, who weren't really getting into the game in terms of taking it to us, they had lots of the ball, but they weren't really threatening us, would have had a major problem. As it was, with just a 1-goal deficit, they did have a couple of good moments. In fact, Arthur Okonkwo had to make a couple of good saves to deny them. Firstly, a free kick on the left flank, just level the edge of the area. Leonard drills it in with power. It takes a nasty deflection. It's a great save by Okonkwo because it's heading at speed towards the bottom left corner. But he lunges in and is able to push it around the post. And then the next save, 6 minutes later, Damari Gray with a fabulous run through the middle. He beats two players and then drills a shot from the edge of the D, which is heading towards the top left corner. And again, Okonkwo does well, gets across full stretch, pushes the ball around the post for another corner. We, though, regain control, and to be fair, throughout the first half, I would say control's the key thing. You know, we have those moments and there's one more to come, but essentially we're looking in good control of things here. And let's be honest, those two chances are a free kick and a shot from outside the box. It's not as if they're getting in the area and making chances. We come back after a really nice piece of play by Doyle. Just a cute little ball around the corner as he's being put under pressure to send Lewis O'Brien away. He crosses the halfway line, drives forwards, finds Longman, and he pulls it square. Dobson from 25 yards out smashes in a powerful shot. Beadle definitely sees it late as a crowd in front of him and reacts really well to parry the ball clear. It could easily have gone through him because it's going at pace. And then the last chance of the half falls to Birmingham. Iwata, standing in at right back, cuts in onto his left foot, sweeps the ball to the far post. Kabore gets underneath it and slips as he tries to regain his ground. And as a result, Gray is there. Sursuch is great. He's got a chance on a sort of 45-degree angle to drill it in. And he just scoops it a bit and puts it just over the bar. It's a big chance, and Gray will have been very disappointed with himself not to have hit the target. I've got to say, looking at the replays, I think Okonkwo actually had it covered. It would be a hell of a save because it struck powerfully, but if it had been a couple of inches lower down, it looks like Okonkwo almost fingertips the shot. So if it had been a couple of inches lower down, I think Okonkwo would have made a really good save. Anyway, that's that. Half time, 1-0 to Wrexham. Wrexham by far the happier team, but take a punch in the guts with a frustrating goal to concede, not only because of the timing, but just the nature of it. Wrexham scrapping for the ball on the halfway line. Dobson gets there, but with the Birmingham player right in front of him. I'm not sure if he's looking to thrash it off him for a throw or just smash it as hard as he can. It ricochets off the Birmingham player and drops perfectly for them, for Stansfield, who is in the middle, in the hole. He drives forwards. Roberts makes a run inside from the right-hand side. Stansfield plays his pass perfectly. I think, looking at it, Hyam steps out to meet Stansfield, and Doyle is looking to track Roberts' run as he comes over his shoulder. And because Hyam has stepped up and Doyle's pretty much level of Cleworth, I think just for a moment, Doyle hesitates, thinking, shall I just stop tracking back and let him run offside? But Roberts has timed his run well, and I think that just that little fraction of a moment of hesitation allows Roberts to get there and have time to take a touch and really lovely finish across Okonkwo, who has no chance. And Birmingham have the lead, and we really struggle to get our passing rhythm going again at this point. The crowd go very quiet throughout most of the second half, and yeah, it just feels like we've had a sudden power outage and we can't quite get things going. We have a hat-trick of penalty shouts between the 58th and the 67th minute. I don't think any of them are penalties, but I will go through them. The first one is Kabore doing some cute tricks on the right flank to beat Demarai Gray and whipping across. It's nodded down by... It's flicked on by Kiefer Moore at the near post and hits Robinson. Big shout for handball. Apart from the fact his arm is tucked pretty much into his body, I'm not at all convinced it hits his arm, and if it does, it's definitely come off to this midriff. So it's not a handball. It's just not a handball. That no chance. The second one is one of those they don't get given very often, but you can make a case for it. Again, it's a cross from the right-hand side, and this time Iwata is grabbing hold of Moore, no question. You can see a bit of the flesh on Moore's back as Iwata's grabbing hold of his shirt and pulling it up. But Moore is holding him a bit as well. I mean, there's quite a bit of this sort of stuff going on with Moore all the time in the box, isn't it? Moore can't get to attack the ball. He asks for the penalty. Bobby Madley seemed quite to be enjoying giving the unexpected decision almost, or thwarting people. It was quite a strange performance by him. He says no. And then 4 minutes later, there's another one. And this was, again, a slightly odd one. A ball dropped into the far post, knocked down. Moore's looking to get to it. Robinson gets across him. Like I say, I don't think it's a penalty, but it's awkward. He's come across, he sort of leads with his elbow as he tries to get across in front of Moore. And he does play it with the point of his elbow. And I mean, his body, again, is really tucked in. You could make a case, I think, for this one, simply because it's not the ball hitting his hand. It's him playing the ball with the point of his elbow. But it seems like often now the rules are just almost done by precedent. You know, they look for, is it ball to hand or not? Did it make contact with a player's foot or not? As we've seen in the Premier League on Saturday morning with a big penalty shout. I don't know. I don't think it is a penalty, but he does actually play it with his arm rather than the ball hitting his arm. I still don't think it's not to be a penalty. This is my bias desperately trying to find an argument against that. So Wrexham struggling to really make all that many opportunities. We make a double change and bring on Matty James for Ben Sheaf and also Nathan Broadhead for Josh Windus. There's a little edgy moment just before that when the ball is swept in by Birmingham into the box. The wind clearly affects it, and there's a half chance at the far post, but they can't quite get a proper contact on it. Then there's a nice move involving Stansfield, who feeds it onto Kumas. When a Birmingham substitutes, he squares it. Cleworth does ever so well to get there. Furuhashi is in front of an open goal, but Cleworth just managed to get the ball out of it and work it clear. Wrexham have subs ready with 8 minutes left, but it takes 6 minutes to bring them on. For the simple reason, it's a triple change which Parkinson wants to make, just like on Tuesday, to change the dynamic of the game. But Hyam goes down hurt after Birmingham have a goal disallowed, correctly disallowed. It's controversial. Again, you know, Wrexham have had an opportunity moments earlier where O'Brien has won the ball but nudged Cochrane in the back. Now, Cochrane, I think, was going down very easily. A few times he tried to buy free kicks and the referee wasn't having it. And so this then leads to a big breakaway for Wrexham. Broadhead is unmarked in the middle. Kabore goes tearing down the flank, having received it from O'Brien, whips the ball in early. It's just too high for Broadhead, who's on his own in the box. Moore picks her up in space on the left side of the box. It's still a hell of a chance, but I don't think he picks the right option. He looks to chip it quite quickly back into the far post. There's nobody there. When Dobson's made a great run and screaming for the pullback, and Broadhead is there in the box unmarked still. So it's a real opportunity that goes begging. But then almost straight away, like I said, with the subs ready to come on, Birmingham have this goal disallowed, which starts with Kabore apparently being pushed in the back. Madley, having not given the O'Brien one, doesn't give this one either. And the ball's played then, luckily for Wrexham. Furuhashi is well offside. He hasn't scored yet for Birmingham. That burden seems heavy on him. He finishes this beautifully, but then finds that he was well offside. So Wrexham don't make the change because Hyam is hurt as he tries to challenge Furuhashi. He gets treatment. He carries on for a bit, and in the end, Phil Parkinson decides he's going to have to bring Dan Scarr on for Hyam rather than risk Hyam and bring on 3 subs and then end up down to 10. So Sam Smith was ready to come on, assumed for Kiefer Moore. He doesn't, and instead it's Scarr coming on for Hyam, and then changes at the wing back. So Longman, who did really well coming off, and Kabore did well, and on come Barnett and McLean. The trouble is, like I said, he changed Tuesday's game with some good substitutions. These ones were meant to come on 6 minutes earlier, but there's only 2 minutes left and there's not much going on, in all honesty. So a sort of scrappy-ish game in really windy conditions and a bit of a battle. And I think Wrexham will be a little frustrated not to have seen the job through, having started so well. With the final score of Wrexham 1, Birmingham City 1, I'm Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC.